What is going on, guys? My name is 4G. So today I wanted to go over everything you need to know when it comes to Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 3 OG. Wow, that is a massive mouthful of words, but regardless, I wanted to go over this because, of course, we will be seeing Chapter 1 Season 3 return starting in just 4 days now. It is going to be March 25th, 2025. Don't know why I listed the year, but either way, there's not a lot to go over because this is unfortunately not a very big season. This is probably the most minimal season ever because they dropped most of the stuff that they could have dropped for Season 3 in the middle of Chapter 1 Season 2 back in 2018. So there's not too much to go over here, but there is some stuff to go over. So first of all, this is going to be one of the OG remix skins that we will be getting. There was two different teasers, one that is a little bit more zoomed in and then one that was a more vertical orientation. I kind of like stitched them together in editing. So it's not one-to-one, but it is as close as I could get. This is going to be the Dark Voyager remix skin. So it's kind of cool that we're getting that. So with that, of course, it is going to be space themed. That is what Season 3 is. Although it's not just that, it's also the whole John Wick theme as well, which makes me wonder that when we're talking about skins, will they actually make another John Wick reskin? Because of course they already have the actual John Wick in the item shop, and honestly, in my opinion, it is a better version of that skin already. So what are they going to do when it comes to this? Are they just not going to remix that particular skin? But it's also the tier 100, so it'd be kind of weird for them not to remix that skin. I don't exactly know. But also with Season 3, they increased the size of the battle pass from 70 tiers to 100 for the original version of these seasons. So I'm also wondering, are they going to extend the OG season pass and add an extra skin in order to accommodate for that? I don't believe that they will, to be completely honest, but who exactly knows? Now, when it comes to brand new weapons, we have the hand cannon, which I love this weapon so much. This is probably one of my favorite weapons in the entire game, especially when you combine it in later seasons once they get rid of double pump plus hand cannon, or as I call it, pump plus dig, because it's based off of a Desert Eagle. It is a pretty amazing weapon, and in this season, back in the day, you could actually one-shot a wooden wall, and it was very powerful for taking walls, and I'd imagine it's exactly like that. It's going to be even more powerful because people are a lot better at the game now. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. For me, it sounds like a pretty fun thing to try out, I'll tell you that much, because I was kind of upset when they nerfed the hand cannon back in the day, I won't lie. But regardless, we also will be seeing the hunting rifle, another amazing weapon right here. The last item that we could be possibly seeing is the guided missile. Now, this was a pretty controversial item, so I'm not exactly sure if they will add it. They removed it because of balancing issues from what I remember. It could have been for bugs, I'm not exactly sure, but I do remember a lot of people disliked this weapon because it felt very overpowered, very easy to die from, and it just created a balance problem, at least for the average skill of that time. Things are very different nowadays, so I think if they were to bring it back, at least for build modes, I think it would make for a very different experience. To not include something like the guided missile, I think would be a mistake, but also it's just so much easier. Just build a box. Everyone knows this nowadays. It's very different years later. Back in the day, though, it was very different. I remember even myself, I hated that thing. I remember being chased down by a missile over by Dusty Depot, and I died to literally just a missile just coming out of nowhere. I still to this day do not know where the player who was shooting the missile even was. So that was definitely a pretty frustrating mechanic back in that time, and I was very happy when they vaulted it. But that was back then. A lot has changed since then, so I think if they were to bring it back now, I actually would love to see it return, at least for a period of time, for a week or a couple days like they did it with the Zapatron. Because regardless of if this was a controversial item or not, it was a very iconic item, and you could also use it to rocket ride, and that was pretty interesting, I'll tell you that much. That was a pretty interesting mechanic, especially because you could control the missile, unlike with a regular rocket launcher where you can't control that. So yeah, I think it would be awesome to see this return, but I guess we'll have to see. Alright, so looking back at it, there's actually a lot more items than I originally thought. There's a lot of items that I thought were actually for Season 4, but apparently a lot of these were actually in Season 3, so let's go over them as quickly as possible because this is going to be a really long video if I don't go over them quickly. So the first item that we're going to be seeing, of course, is the remote explosives. Very good item. If someone is overbuilding, you can just take them down real easily. The next thing is loot llamas. This is something I'm very much looking forward to. Again, I thought this was Season 4, but apparently it's Season 3. The loot llamas were an amazing item, a great addition to the game. I remember when they first added them and people were just scouring the entire map trying to find a loot llama, and if you did, it was absolutely amazing because I believe there was only 2 on the map at a time. I could be wrong, maybe it was 3, but I remember it being 2. It was very rare to find these, and if you open them, they will drop 500 wood, 500 brick, 500 metal, and a bunch of ammo. It was a great time, a great item, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing them being added back. The heavy shotgun will be added, and I'm actually looking forward to this one. While it's not as good as the pump in my opinion, I think it's a great alternative, and I absolutely love using this weapon. I'm surprised I actually liked it when they changed it in Chapter 3 to be a slug round. That was kind of weird. I don't know why they didn't just make a brand new weapon, why they had to rework the heavy shotgun to be like that, but I ended up actually liking it overall. It was kind of fun having a shotgun with that much range. But regardless, we will be seeing the original original version of it within Season 3. The next thing is the egg launcher, of course, so it's going to be a reskinned version of the grenade launcher for Easter, and I know we're most likely going to be seeing this because we saw the snowball launcher in Season 1. Yeah, it wasn't originally in Season 1 back in 2017, but this time Season 1 took place in December, so of course, snowball launcher. The next thing is the Portafort, an absolutely fantastic item for zero build, so this time around it actually might be even more helpful because, I mean, I remember people thinking this was going to be the absolute end of the skill gap for Fortnite, and I think that's absolutely hilarious looking back on it like that because, yeah, it didn't do anything like that, and it's not that powerful in build modes, but it is still a fun item to see, and like I said, I think it's great to have in zero build. The next item is actually the light machine gun. So the LMG is going to have 100 rounds without needing to reload, so if you like that kind of gameplay, this is going to be releasing in Season 3. And for the last item, we have the Clinger Grenade. So this is, of course, just a sticky grenade, basically. Throw it at someone, it sticks to them. Fantastic if you hit someone, and if you are hit by it, it is not so fantastic, okay? I'll tell you that much. I do not like being hit by these things. But regardless, there's a lot more items than I originally thought. When I said the season had minimal changes, I was originally thinking map changes, which, speaking of that, let's go over them. As for new locations, we only have Lucky Landing. Now, Lucky Landing is also an absolute classic. It is a very beautiful looking POI, that amazing cherry blossom tree right in the center of the, oh, I think it's cherry blossom. Anyways, it's a very beautiful tree, all right? It looks amazing. Everything about this POI looks visually very appealing, and I'm glad to see it finally returning because I don't think that there's anything really going on at that part of the map right now. Yeah, no, there's not. There's nothing going on. So to see that return will be nice to see, but that is the only POI being added with Season 3 unless they change something, but then that wouldn't be authentic to the original season. So really, that's all we're going to be getting when it comes to actual gameplay changes. Now, when it comes to anything else, the story itself, this is the season that the story itself actually started happening, and we started to get small live events. Now, not exactly live events like we know in Season 4 and onward. You know, spoiler alert for the next Everything You Need to Know OG video in a couple months, but something that I barely even remember because it happened so long ago and it wasn't as big as the Season 4 rocket event, but there was actually small meteors that would drop from the sky and would land on the ground and it could hit you. I remember a clip a long time ago of Ninja getting hit, or I don't know if he was actually getting hit by it, but he almost got hit by it if he didn't, and it was actually a pretty crazy thing, and I hope that they will be doing that again. It seems like they will based off of this meteor that they are showing in the visor of the Dark Voyager remix skin here. We will be seeing the meteor yet again, and then of course at the top of Tilted, this is all based off of memory right now, I'm going to be real, but at the top of Tilted, I remember there was a bunch of signs basically saying save Tilted, or I don't remember exactly what it said, but they were really making everybody think that Tilted Towers, after just being added, was going to get destroyed, but then of course that's not what happens later on. But this is the start of the original story, so I'm very much looking forward to that in particular. But other than that, this is probably going to be the most minimal everything you need to know video that we have so far, and actually ever, because even though this is the most iconic season to a lot of people, because this is the season that most people back in Chapter 1 started, because of that it is the most iconic, but in reality they didn't really add too much. If you were playing from Season 1 onward, this was not a very big update in my opinion. Regardless though, I am looking forward to it. That hand cannon, the hunting rifle, that'll be fun to have in the game again. Now, something I find kind of weird about Season 3 so far is the fact that they're actually using Season 4's slogan instead of Season 3's original slogan, which I do kind of find it weird. So they're using the Brace for Impact slogan from Season 4 rather than the Meteor Strike from the original Season 3. Now, I'm guessing they either A, changed this because it just makes a little bit more sense that you would brace for impact when it comes to the meteor before it hits the map, rather than after in Season 4 it already hit, so why are you going to brace for impact of something that already impacted? I don't know. Or B, they just forgot and someone who was working over there just made a bit of a mistake, which I just don't think that would work with Epic Games. I don't think they're just going to make a mistake like that. They probably have multiple people who approve of things before they go through, so I guess they just wanted to use Season 4's slogan, but that just makes me wonder what they're going to use for Season 4 now. Is it going to be something entirely new, or they somehow take Season 5's worlds apart, which wouldn't even make sense actually? So yeah, I don't exactly know, but either way, I just found that kind of interesting. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new here and you like videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.